on June 30th, 2023, the world was introduced to Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken. And despite the fact that the film was beloved by audiences around the world for its heart, humor, and non-woke content, the movie allegedly bombed at the box office. Now, while this is sad news for every true American cartoon fan around the world, it's great news for the woke mongrels at Disney, who've seen a failure of Ruby Gillman as a sign that non-woke content is inferior to woke bullcrap. But something about that just didn't seem right to me. It just didn't make sense that an incredible work of art like Ruby Gillman bombed, while a money laundering, demonized disaster like Elemental gets the claim that it's made nearly $500 million at the box office. So I did the research, and I've discovered a shocking truth about Ruby Gillman. Hi, I'm the PNG Tuber, and today we're going to break down why Ruby Gillman was actually a massive success, and why the film deserved better. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the narrative being pushed by Democrats and the Hollywood elites that Ruby Gillman bombed. And at first glance, you could be forgiven for thinking that this movie was a massive failure. You see, Ruby Gillman had a budget of $70 million and a box office total of about $42 million, meaning that it needed about $175 million to break even, according to the 2.5 rule. But I've uncovered some secret documents that reveal the dastardly trickery occurring at the box office. This leaked document from AMC reveals that they deducted $134 million from the total revenue of Ruby Gillman and gave it to Elemental instead. When I first saw this, I was absolutely shocked. I knew that Hollywood was evil, but this is a new low, even for them. How could they just brazenly steal millions of dollars from a true American cartoon and give it to a pretentious piece of propaganda like Elemental? Then I remembered that the mongrels in Hollywood are the same quote-unquote people that let Harvey Weinstein get up to his bullshit for multiple decades. And then everything made sense. Tinseltown will literally break the law just so they can puff up and prop up the propaganda films and bury the movies that people actually want to watch. Because if the Democrats don't want you to see something, that's how you know that you absolutely need to see it. But now, let's talk about the quote-unquote poor reception of Ruby Kraken Teenage Gillman. If you go on X, then you'll find endless amounts of blue checkmarks shitting all over the movie for no reason. And because nearly everyone in the cartoon community has the intelligence of a fucking lemming, they just hop on the bandwagon and proliferate hate towards Ruby Gillman like the CIA proliferated crack in black neighborhoods. But if you actually go outside and talk to true American patriots, then you'll discover that people actually really like the film. I talked to one woman who said that she went to see Ruby Gillman because a friend told her that it's really entertaining if you're high on meth. Now, granted, I don't know if she liked the movie because she was high on meth or because it was actually good, but she enjoyed it nonetheless. Hell, my brother even went to see it with my sister, and he said that it wasn't the worst thing that he's ever seen, which means that it's a hell of a lot better than the woke bullcrap that Hollywood is trying to cram down our throats, like a studio executive with no self-control. But even after taking all that into account, why are people still saying that Ruby Gillman was a massive failure? Well, I think it's because the film is an indictment of wokeness. The movie features a traditional nuclear family, limited amounts of non-true American characters, and a message about fighting wokeness and upholding the status quo. Now that's a message that I can get behind. But sadly, this nation is full of delusional Democrats and whacked out maniacal mongrels who would love nothing more than to see an awesome movie like Ruby Gillman fail. And that's all what it really comes down to. AMC and Disney didn't conspire to steal $134 million of Ruby Gillman's box office and give it to Elemental just because it was financially advantageous for them. They did it because Ruby Gillman was a normal, watchable movie, and Elemental was a misguided, monstrous piece of woke propaganda. The blue check marks on Twitter aren't just getting paid by the Democrats to shit on the movie. They fundamentally hate Ruby Gillman because it represents everything they're fighting against. Stable families, animation that doesn't look like it was made by a 16-year-old that's high on Xanax, and true American messaging for true American families. With all that said, it's pretty clear that Ruby Kraken Teenage Gillman deserved much better than it got. The film was stolen from, shot at, beat down, and sodomized just because it tried to be something more than a mouthpiece for the Hollywood elites and their dark agenda. But at the very least, we true American patriots know that even if the world tries to claim that Ruby Gillman was a failure, the film actually succeeded in ways that the woke mongrels can't even begin to imagine. Either way, I'm an PNG Tuber, desperately praying for the failure of Disney's wish so that we true Americans can get justice for the quote-unquote failure of Ruby Gillman, and signing off. Bye.
1, 2, 3.